It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1644, recorded Wednesday, October 11th, 2017. The strangest thing needs an adapter. On this week's episode of the Giz Wiz, we are back from lovely New York City, baby. We also have 3 gadgets from Pepcom's Holiday Spectacular. I continue with my spooky Halloween gadgets. All next on the Giz Wiz.
It's the same old show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
Now, and here he is, the wizard of gadgets, Dick DeBartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. I am not back from New York because I never left.
I guess that's right.
Yeah, how was your Monday trip to the President's Museum?
It was fantastic. It was up in an air. So on Monday after the meetup went fantastically. Got on a train. I decided to take the MTA instead of Amtrak, and went up to Pop something. Forget the name of the city. Papaluski?
No.
I forget.
What is it? Oh, Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie. We went up to Poughkeepsie.
Is as far as the MTA goes.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. Yeah, so stopped at Poughkeepsie, but that was the stop we needed. And got out and went and saw the FDR library, and it was fantastic. FDR is the president who started the library system, and so he thought before he passed, he actually had all the plans made for what his library would look like and what it would be, and basically he set the standard for what all the other libraries would become, and it was just absolutely fantastic. It's also funny because, you know, there's stuff you remember from your history classes, but kind of you lose details along the way. So I remember that FDR did more than a normal 2-term president, but I forgot how many terms. So we're like getting into the 4th term, and I'm like, "Are you joking? How many more terms does this guy have?" And then, you know, he was only a 4-term president. But his museum is absolutely amazing. The Park Service offers a tour of his house, and that's for a little bit extra fee, and we did that, and it's just absolutely amazing. And it was just a really, really, really great experience. It's one of the better museums and libraries that we've been to. It was great. It was really, really good.
Well, since you and I were at the meetup, I guess we should share some of our meetup memories with the chat room. We have a couple of photos. We did a Periscope, and for some reason, there is no audio.
In true Giz Wiz style.
But it seemed like no one was saying there was no audio, or Josh didn't notice it. Everybody got LED glasses. Becky bought beads. Ranger Rick sent us a mustache game. We really had a super time. We did our walk. We should not let Josh drink so much before. So that's the little mustache game. Is you read these clues and you put the mustache up, and then people have to guess what person you are. So that was a lot of fun. It was 10. Oh, audio drops in after 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
we get audio after 10 minutes?
Well, it says, I guess it says 10 minutes. Was the whole thing more than 10 minutes?
10 minutes without audio. The whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. We showed the Hudson River again, and okay. There we go. But anyway, we had a lot of fun, and then we all went back to Disneyland, and we visited the trains. There's Myra.
And
great fun. There's all the beer we drank.
Photos Here's some of the photos that Myra took. Here's me and Dick doing that stream with no audio.
Exactly. How come you only have one eye lit?
It makes it look like I'm like drunk or something. Both of us.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, you're right. Mine is the same. Okay.
With serious business there. Dick and Dennis. Just some people hanging out.
Our friend Lindy and Michael. People drinking beer.
These are great
not
photos. Drinking beer. Yeah. People talking.
They are great photos. There's Myra and Cassandra.
Yeah.
Joe Bolanos covered by a camera.
It was just a whole bunch of fun. It was great.
It was great. It was great fun. One year we should do a virtual one so everybody can join in.
That would be brilliant.
We'll have to think about it, especially since the restaurant, the Boat Basin Cafe, has been taken over by a upscale company that wants to make it a year-round restaurant and make it a little more upscale, which I think rules us out.
Yeah.
So
they go, wait a second, who comes in around October?
Yes, exactly. And they spend how much? They spend how much? That's all they spend?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but 2 hopscotch things and a rubber ball is not going to pay for a rented space here in our restaurant.
Exactly.
That's all we got.
Anyway, we have a whole year to think about it.
Exactly. It was a great event, and I'm so glad I got to come out. It's always so fun.
Well, thank you for doing it. You put in a lot of seat time on airplanes.
That's great. Yeah. And then I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of fun. I brought 3 of my friends, and we just had a grand time. It was really good.
Oh, super great.
Now I guess let's jump into some gadgets.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so always before the holidays, there is something from Pepcom called their Holiday Spectacular. I found 3 gadgets there, and once again, no headphones, no speakers, no phone cases. 3 different things, and let's start out with one from a company we know, Anker.
Hey, Dick DeBartolo, Maz Menace writer, and the Giz Wiz. One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. You know, Anker, we talk about their external battery charges endlessly. We love them, but I'm walking by their booth, and I see this, and Max is going to tell us. So this is an Anker product?
This is the Anker Nebula. We put an Anker battery into a portable projector. We have a true portable solution that can last for 2.5 hours with really bright video and really loud audio, just like you saw on the screen.
And are we feeding the audio to it from an SD card, or how are we doing it?
So we have a lot of different inputs. We have the HDMI port, so you can plug in a Fire Stick or a Chromecast or even your favorite video game system. We also have wireless casting, so you can use AirPlay or Miracast to transmit content from your phone. And as you'll see on the screen, we're actually running Android 7 on this device, so you already have access to YouTube or local media storage.
How many lumens? Because that's a very bright picture.
It's one of the brightest Pico projectors we've ever seen. It's 100 lumens and 5-watt audio, so it's really like a cinematic experience.
Wow. Now, is it out now or coming, or what is?
We're really proud to announce this was launched on an Indiegogo campaign this morning. And they actually already funded our goal. We've sold over $200,000 of units, and you guys need to check it out. It's over $100 off on the Indiegogo campaign.
Okay, and $100 off equals how much?
Right now it's $199. It will be $299 when it comes out.
Okay, and the name of the product is?
This is the Nebula capsule.
And it comes in black and red?
2 colors, black and red.
I like that. I like how bright it is, and I like the fact that it's from Anker, because we love their batteries. Dick DeBartolo, Maz Menace writer, and the Giz Wiz. One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. Bye.
I am an Anker fanboy. It is so funny how one company can just rule a market, and they just got it so right.
Yes. Did you see they put it on that morning? It was September 28th. And by that night, they had reached their goal.
Oh, my gosh.
Which was $50,000. And now they're up to
Over $500,000.
Yes, right.
Oh my!
But there's one. I think this afternoon you could still buy one for $269. The $199s just went.
Yeah.
Evidently, you and I are not the only fanboys of Anker.
I like how they put a soda can in this, so you're kind of like,
yes.
Wait,
funny?
am I buying a beer-shaped Pico projector?
I know. Is there going to be a drop-down menu? I want the one in the red soda can.
I would like the IPA Pico projector, please. Maybe a Pils. Not sure. Yeah, this is great. Oh my gosh, it's fun. And behind you, there's also their Eufy line I saw on the what is it, drop down or pop up screen behind. Anker has a home line that they call Eufy, also.
Oh, Eufy. Oh, okay.
Yes, and I've bought already there. They have a iRobot Roomba competitor that I bought from them. Love it. It's great.
Oh my God! Does it run around and play music?
It doesn't. I wish.
Oh,
I wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And they've also built in their own. They have their own Echo competitor that uses Alexa. It uses Amazon's Alexa inside of it's basically just like a dot.
Oh my word!
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff that Anker is doing. So yeah, wow, this looks great. I mean, I really want to see. You saw it, so
I did.
Do you feel like this is something that you could throw into a backpack, bring to a hotel room, and then wherever you are, you have your own projector, your own screen?
Yes, absolutely. It is one of the. It was so bright, and we couldn't hear it. I do believe that. I think it was at the last PepCom or a couple of PepComs ago. I believe PepCom has now told people no audio, period, because you know. So for some vendors,
Bluetooth speakers, get out. We don't want you.
Yeah, you know what? Coming to think of it, maybe that's why I'm never seeing Bluetooth speakers anymore, because it was annoying. Especially I would walk around and I would say to a person at a booth, I'd say, I feel so bad for you. These people next to you have those speakers and you have to listen to this for 4 hours and try and talk over it. And so I believe that PepCom said no demonstrating audio at the tables. So there was no way to judge the audio, but a 5-watt amp for a little guy that small is pretty robust. And I just think, seeing from how bright the picture is, that they did this right.
Yeah.
So did evidently a lot of people, that they were already up to $668,000.
Absolutely. I mean,
so right now the going price is $269.
Yeah, and if you haven't experienced projectors, they can really be amazing. I mean, just absolutely amazing. You can get huge pictures from projectors in such a small area. And so this seems like the perfect thing for a hotel. I mean, the absolute perfect thing for a hotel is you don't know what you have on the hotel TV. You already have your content on your laptop. So just AirPlay or Miracast your video to the projector. And most hotels have blackout curtains. Of course, the blacker the room, the brighter the projector will seem. And just put it on a wall. It sounds amazing. It sounds really cool.
It's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
I might be backing this. This is this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then of course, they're also scrolling down through the the Indiegogo. Sorry, they're also talking about how you could just play only music from it. So
yes, 40 hours for music.
Yeah. So you'd be able to also have this as just that Bluetooth speaker, you know. It's kind of hard to travel with to me, I never got to the point where I'd put a Bluetooth speaker in my backpack, ever. But if it was a Bluetooth speaker and a projector, well, that's a little different. I might keep that around.
Yeah, and I'm looking as you scroll, the charger says in 1 hour, it's 70% charged. So that's pretty decent.
That's really decent.
Pretty decent.
Very, very, very cool. A new product category from Anker. getting into Pico projectors on Indiegogo. Very, very neat. Okay.
Okay.
Let's.
I went over to, you know what, you probably never even owned, or you know about Polaroid cameras, right?
Yeah, of course.
You never owned one though, right?
I never did, but they kind of made a comeback. I've seen them in shop windows. I've seen them on Instagram. People trying to, people doing giveaways. They really have kind of done a comeback of the instant photo sort of thing. So, yeah.
Well, then, so this is good. So Polaroid was there because it's evidently we'll find out in the video. I think it's their 80th anniversary, and they came out with a new camera that'll be out next month in November. So let's take a peek.
Hey, Dick DiBartolo, Mads Menace writer, and the Giz Wiz, One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. I find a photograph, a really cute photo, and it looks like one of those old Polaroid pictures. Is this a Polaroid picture?
It is. It's the newest camera from Polaroid.
Wait a minute, the newest camera, aren't they? Like, how old are they?
This is their 80th anniversary, so they wanted to celebrate. So they're bringing an old camera back, but with a new twist on it. So this is the Pop Instant Print digital camera. So it's a digital camera and video camera, but it also lets you instantly print like the old Polaroid. You can edit pictures before you print them. So you can do different filters on it. You can do black and white. You can add little emojis to it if you want. So yeah, you can actually write on the picture as well too now with different text. It's also Bluetooth enabled. So anything you take on here, you can upload to your smartphone, or anything on your smartphone that you want an instant print of, you can actually print right through the camera as well.
Oh, wow. Can you take my picture and then we'll keep talking? So now Andrea's going to take my photo. My good side is my back, but we're going to try it, okay? And there we go.
So
that's what the photo looks like.
If you want to do it in black and white, you can for a classic look. So you want to do black and white or color?
Color. I want to be in color. I'm a color kind of person. All right. And what is this going to retail for?
It's going to retail for $199. It'll be available in November.
In November. Okay. So roughly $200.
Exactly.
And coming in November, so it's a little more than a month away. Oh, that's a fun. There's a little animation. These guys are working desperately on my photo. And does it all have a built-in flash?
It does, yep.
Okay.
And, you can zoom on the camera as well, too.
Okay, a built-in zoom, and shoots video.
And GIFs as well. It shoots GIFs, too.
GIFs, okay. JPEGs and GIFs and videos. Will it start coming out the top like it does on other cameras? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. My photograph in color from the Polaroid Pop. Oh, that's really neat. That's really neat.
The original size, too.
Oh, it is, yeah. I like this. And Polaroid's 80 years old. The Polaroid Pop is brand new, coming in November 2017. Dick DiBartolo, Mads Menace writer, and the Giz Wiz, One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. Bye.
That's cool. So it's like an inkjet or some other type of technology?
It's zinc. Let me just see if I wrote down. Zinc paper. Yes, the paper has the crystals, and then the heat in the camera separates the crystals into colors, so there's no actual chemicals. Early on Polaroid, they were like kind of wet when you took them out, and you had to wait until they dried.
Yeah.
None of that. It still is about $1 a picture, but every time I talk to people with instant cameras, I say, "Well, who's interested in this?" And they go, "Kids." They think it's miraculous that you can print in from your camera, and now you have the added benefit that you can be using another, like your phone, and you want to give someone a copy right then and there, so you can send it from your phone to this printer and just use it as a printer.
Yeah.
So that's a plus for that.
Yeah.
And it's 20 megapixels, so it seems like a decent camera.
Yeah, I agree. It also, it's interesting that it kind of combines everything together. It has the instant print, obviously, but also can still do video, can still do animated GIFs, so it seems like it saves it digitally, so you can go back and do something else with the photo. It's not just that one instant analog photo that you took. So that's really nice. And what kids nowadays like to do is when they go to a party or go to an event, see a movie with friends, and you have a physical object of that night. You have something that you could put up on your wall, or, you know, it's not just all digital. Digital frames never took off, and there's nothing less cool.
Isn't that funny?
There's nothing less cool than a digital frame to the younger generation.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is way cooler that you have the actual picture, and then you could put it up there on the wall or whatever. Very cool. It's funny because I bet you that there is no reason, no mechanical reason to have that lower thing, that lower extra white space at the bottom of the photo. But
I don't think so. No,
that is the classic Polaroid look, so of course you gotta have
exactly.
it.
To tell you the truth, I think when I saw some early videos, I think the chemicals were in a pouch at the bottom of the photo, and when it ran through the rollers, it broke those chemicals, and that helped print the picture. So there was a reason.
Yeah, in the original.
You should say 80 years ago.
Yeah, 80 years ago there was a reason.
Yes, exactly.
And this version is all aesthetic. It's classic.
Just so you remember.
I would not be surprised.
Looked.
I don't know this, but I would not be surprised if there was a trademark on the exact amount of space, white space there is at the bottom of a Polaroid
I bet
photo.
there is. I bet there is.
Yeah.
I bet there is.
Cool. The Polaroid Pop instant digital camera.
Digital, coming out in about a month. And our final two gadgets are something I don't think I've ever seen at PepCom, tools.
Ooh.
So let's take a look.
Hey, Dick DiBartolo, Mad's Maddest Writer, and the Giz Wiz. One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. I see Craftsman. We love Craftsman. Jeff is here, and we're going to ask Jeff, what's new with Craftsman?
Tape measure.
A tape measure. New. Is it new? Is it new?
It is new. The tape measure has not been changed in decades, but we reinvented it. Craftsman reinvented it. It's called our flat tape measure. So most tape measures, all tape measures, other than our Craftsman flat tape, are vertical. And what's the problem? Gravity. They tip when you're trying to pull and measure. So we reinvented it where it's flat. So you can pull it out. You don't need two people to pull it. It will never tip over on you. You got a little hang tag here, so you can lock it in place also. And then if you forget your measurements because you're forgetful, you can just write on the back of it and rub it off. It's dry erase. So just taking an old tool and reinventing it and making it smarter.
I like that. It is new. What does that cost?
The cost on this, it depends on the length, but $15 to $20. $15
to $20. Okay. And before we go, anything else new?
Hammer.
Are we buying this? Well, the other thing was different. Our cameraman says no. Okay, show me a different kind of hammer.
I'd love to.
I know. This hammer, you know what? This hammer, you hold it this way and you drive the nails in with the handle. Who would have known?
So this is our Flex Claw hammer from Craftsman. And what it has is a little pivot head. So you could change the pivot of the hammer so you could try to get into very difficult to reach spaces. So for instance, if you're trying to take apart a deck and you can't get into a tight spot, you could flex the claw so you could get into that tight spot so that you could pry it much easier. There's also what we call a nail starter. It's a little magnet that you could put the nail on, so you always have an even drive of the nail into the wood. So again, it's taken an old concept, which is a hammer, and reinventing it.
All right, I like that too. And that retails for?
The retail? 30 to 40, depending on the weight, yes.
The weight. Okay, so there are different versions of it.
Weights, yes. Yeah, this is 18 ounce. There's a 25 ounce as well.
Well, you know what? I think we found two things that are pretty neat. I like it. Dick DiBartolo, Maz Medist writer, and the Giz Wiz. One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. And as a going away gift, every press person is getting one of these beautiful craftsman shelves, which is news to them, I'm sure. Okay, bye.
Those craftsman shelves are not cheap.
Yeah.
Not cheap.
No, oh my gosh. They are beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
But
it is.
they're like,
it is a dream that one day I'll have.
I know that rack of shelves and that toolbox. I wouldn't be surprised if it was $800 or $900 because it was taller than I was.
Oh man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I always look at them and think, you know, that would be such a nice thing to have in my garage. Keep organizing all my stuff to flip over the thing. Over $1,000. Never mind. Okay, I can just keep using the shelves I'm using. Yeah, they're great. Okay, so new stuff from Craftsman.
That side one is very clever.
I agree.
When you think of it, especially when you're doing a fairly long measurement, the tape measure always falls over. And if you're doing it on plywood, it always tends to fall over and fall on the floor. And so the guy said, you know, the tape, why do you want the tape standing up horizontally? Why not have it laid down? And also I like that as you take it out, it keeps locking until you finally hit the button for it to go back. Most of the tape measures I have, you pull the stuff out, then you have to manually lock the tape before it slips back in. And I like that little dry erase. I think it's very clever. And I looked online, and one of them at Sears, maybe they're introducing them. One of them I think is $10, and the other one is $14.99, the 25-foot one. And the hammers are a little more expensive. I'm going to do that on ABC, and they sent me one. The hammers are really heavy duty, and I think it was just clever that someone thought, let's take old technology or old tools and do something a little more inventive with them.
Absolutely. And those hammers, you know that the mechanism in that head has got to be rock solid. I mean, you're literally using it as a hammer. And it looked like it was, you know, I almost heard the click through the microphone when it kind of snapped into place.
Yeah, it does. It has 4 positions, and it locks into each one of them.
That's great.
You're right, because you're pulling out crappy old rusty nails.
Yeah, exactly, literally. Yeah, and the price is great. I mean, you know, the thing is that it's kind of hard to get someone to buy a new hammer. You buy one hammer,
yes, that's
and unless
true.
you lose it, you know, it's kind of hard to sell a second hammer when you already own a hammer. But the price is
interesting point.
Yeah, the price is so good that absolutely, next time I lose my hammer, can't find a hammer, why not
You're
get the one?
the Flex Claw.
Why not get the Flex Claw? It's very good.
Yeah.
So perfect stuff, new stuff from Craftsman. With that, I think it is.
Yes, with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Chad's.
But you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it.
Okay, so it is. One second, I'm tangled up here. It is Halloween theme month, so Halloween themed gadgets. And this one, I've actually been having a lot of fun with. I thought it was going to be a little bit gimmicky, but it's actually been quite fun to play around with. It is, you've heard of the new TV series called Stranger Things?
Yes.
So Stranger Things, one of the main points or props in the series is a telephone. I don't want to spoil too much of it if you haven't seen the series, but the telephone comes into play in a few episodes. So I was looking around and I found a Stranger Things telephone with a twist that you can plug it into your real cell phone and still use it for your cell phone. I recorded a little video in order to show off the quality. It's very short, so let's just watch that and then I can do the rest of my review after. Hey Diggity, we're here with the Stranger Things retro headset. I wanted to show you what it looked like before we opened it up and used it. So let's see what it sounds like. So it is off, but I have to use this adapter in order to use it with the phone. So let's see if it works. Plugging it in right now. And hopefully you can tell a difference between the camera's microphone and the microphone on the phone. All in all, after playing with it for a little while, I think that the quality is good enough. You know, if you're on a phone call, it's actually going to be fine. And it's not as great, I don't think. I mean, obviously this is going to be used for making videos. But it serves its purpose, and anyone on a phone call would be able to hear you just fine. Okay, so that's just the audio quality, so you can get a point, get an
Yeah, I
idea.
thought it was pretty good, actually.
It's great. And the only issue is, you know, if you kind of blow into the, or if you speak more into the mic, but I mean, you got to give it some leeway there. So it has one of the standard jacks, and obviously on the iPhone 7 there is no headphone jack, so I had to use the adapter that came with the iPhone 7. And then on the phone itself, there are 3 different buttons. There is a answer and hang up button. Let me go to the product shot. Here we are. This is the answer and hang up button right there. This LED didn't actually ever turn on in my uses of it. It may be that on a Android device it would turn on and used for something. And then on the side there is a volume up and volume down, and those work with the iPhone. All of these buttons work with the iPhone. In fact, if you just plug it right in, the answer and call button also works as your stop and start button for your music. So you can like listen to an audiobook through the headset if you want, or if you were doing a Stranger Things costume, you know, have Stranger Things audio playing through the phone. It doesn't get loud enough that you could like really hear it from outside. It's not like a Bluetooth speaker or anything. Let me see if I can find some type of music to play here. Here we go. This is the song that was used on the iPhone 10 commercial.
We made a language for us two. We don't need to describe. Every time you call on me, I drop what I do.
Anyway, you get a good idea of that. It's fine quality. It's just fine quality. So as a prop, it looks great. It's the Stranger Things phone. As an actual device that you might actually use with your phone, it works fantastic as well. You can call, answer, hear people on the other end, hang up, volume up and down, just fine.
What's it cost?
It was so this was $13.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, $13. And then what's interesting also is it has the Stranger Things logo in the middle of the phone. Sorry, let me show that. And then it also has on the side a little disclaimer that says this is like Netflix, official merchandise of Netflix, made in China. So you kind of have an official phone there for you to use. Wow. I thought this was a really cool little device. There might even be people who actually like holding a real phone up to their ear. Instead of a cell phone. I can almost imagine some grandma just needs the old-timey phone. I mean, it does make it much easier if you were gonna, talk on the phone and use your shoulder to keep it up. The bend of this phone is much nicer for something like that.
Yeah. So did you get it at Spirit? Spirit of Halloween?
Yep, I did. spiritofhalloween.com. Is where I got the physical store, but you can get it online at Spirit of Halloween. But yeah, so the Stranger Things, a retro headset, or just old-timey phone. The plastic is a little cheap. It's not like a really solid, dense plastic, but that's maybe the only criticism.
Well, for $13.
Exactly, that's possibly the only criticism I can give this phone. So, good old two big thumbs up from me for the Stranger Things phone that you can use with your smartphone. You can even use it as a selfie taker, because on most phones, if you change the volume, it'll take a photo. So you could hold it out and then hold this down here and hit the volume up button, and it would take a photo. Just another idea. So there you go. The Stranger Things phone for my crappy corner. Thanks to the patrons
nice.
who voted for that. With that, let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Foghorn.
All right, so as you know, viewers know that in the Gadget Warehouse section, we use viewers' videos pretty much as long as they involve a gadget. And this does. It's from Linda. Hi, Dick and Chad. Linda's. I'm from Long Island. You guys may remember I sent in a video a few years ago when you guys were doing the show on Twit, and I showed off my old phone collection. I did a little review of the Initech laptop backpack you guys showed on Giz Wiz some weeks back.
Yay!
I'm an adjunct mathematics professor. I teach at 2 different colleges on Long Island. I don't have an office. I carry everything I need with me. This year I decided to go all digital. I scanned all my lecture notes, textbook materials I would need in class. It's not illegal. I did it for personal use. I use a Microsoft Surface 3 tablet computer while I lecture. I don't carry any notebooks or textbooks. I've tried all types of bags, including a rolling bag. It was great unless the weather was not good. So when I saw the Initech bag, I thought I'd try it. And here's my review. So here it is.
Okay, so this is my little review of the Initech laptop backpack that you showed off on your show a few weeks back. I got this to replace an old M11 tactical pack that I'd been using for the last 5 years because I thought this looked like it would be so much better, and with that extra discount of 30% for buying one, I really couldn't resist it. What ended up being like $27. So this backpack says that it is theft proof. And that basically comes from these 2 pockets here. The zippers are super tight. I mean, just nobody's going to unzip that without you knowing it if it's on your back. In fact, that's where I keep my wallet. I feel safe enough with that. It's a tight fit for both of these. This backpack is narrow. I think Chad mentioned that on the show. He was worried about carrying his camera gear. It is narrow. You really have to flat pack to get everything in here. But the first pocket here, you can see I use griddits to carry all my stuff, so that's nice and flat pack. Couple of extra pens. Don't have anything in these pockets yet. The back pocket here is where I keep... All right, let's see if I can show this off here. Is where I keep my... I've actually got a rain poncho that's flat packed. I've got my Microsoft Surface tablet and a couple of calculators and my folder with all my school papers in it. And then the 2 pockets in front here is where I keep the battery and extra cables. All right, now the battery comes in because this backpack has a charging feature. All right, now notice this does not look like what it's supposed to on the original. The reason for that is my battery is capable of fast charging, and the little extension cable, which is right here, that goes inside, is not. So when I plugged my phone in the first time, the fast charge wouldn't activate with this. So I ended up, turns out this was literally just a cable run from the outside to the inside. There was nothing holding it in. So I just ran my own cable to the inside that plugs into my battery, which I actually have out right now. This is an Oakley 10,000 milliamp fast charging battery that just runs right in there. And then what I do is I run the cable, let's see if you can see this here, around to this little back pouch here. So the back pouch is where I keep my phone, and I can just plug it in, and it'll charge that way. That seems to work out really well so far. This bag does have an extra strap to put it over the over like a suitcase or something, and then these side pockets, which they say are water bottle pockets, but they're not elastic, so it's a little tricky. I've got a pencil case there. I do have a water bottle in here, but it's a small one. Really, anything bigger is not going to fit, and this is like a half liter, so you can carry a little bit of water with you. I really like this pack. I've had it for, I want to say at least 3 weeks, because I got it right after it was on the show. I saw the deal, and I was like, I got to go for this. It's lightweight in that the bag itself is lightweight. My M11 Tactical weighed 2 pounds with nothing in it. So this thing weighs almost nothing with nothing in it. And the fact that it's packed so tightly means that the load doesn't move around on your back. So if I'm walking around a lot with this thing on, I really don't even notice that I have it on. So I really like this. I think it's a great pack. And thanks for having it on the show.
Thank you for the video. That is perfect.
She is really organized.
Oh my gosh, I know. That's like the magazine photo shoot of a backpack. Like, here's the organizers I have. Here's my flat pack poncho. It's like, wow, that's perfect.
It's great. It's
great. I was glad that it was mentioned. The buy one get % off.
Yes. Now I just went to double check.
Yes.
So it has become buy one, get 15% off. Okay, but it's still a great. First of all, for $40, that is a good looking backpack. So before,
I would not have been surprised if someone showed me a photo of that backpack and told me all the features it had and said this is $100 backpack. I would have agreed with them. I would have said that
exactly.
is reasonable.
They said it was $69. I would say, totally. $69. That's decent.
Yeah.
So this is $39, and I just love this. Buy one, I love it. Buy one, get 15% off.
And you just have to hit that redeem, otherwise you don't get it. So
exactly.
funny.
And so that's that's $6 off. So you're down to $34.
Yeah, 31, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, gosh, so nice.
Yeah. I put Linda's whole review on the website, but it's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
It's pretty nifty. Linda, you'll get one of those 35-year-old Alfred E. Newman photos. You'll get a copy of Mad Magazine. Again, we're looking for more videos. A video, anything to do with a backpack. Now, that was great, where Linda saw something that we did. She bought it on our recommendation, and then she told us what she thought of it, and obviously she also liked it outside of that little charging cable. So make a video, 2 to 3 minutes, put it on YouTube. When you hit upload, you'll see a little arrow. Hit the arrow, and you'll get some options. One of them is private. Don't use that. No one can see it but you. Click unlisted, and then only people with the URL will be able to watch it. Send us that URL with just a little note. Dick, this is something my grandfather had. Anything that you know about the gadget. And if we use it on the show, and I would say we're using 98% of every video sent in, you'll get the current issue of Mad Magazine and one of those 35-year-old Alfred E. Newman photos, assuming you live in the U.S. or Canada. And I think we have one more video in-house. So if you can think about doing a video soon, like Chad's mother.
Yeah, Mom. Come on. You strung us along and said you were going to do a video.
Yeah. And it goes to mail@gizwiz.tv.
She's going to be listening to this at home and go, what? How dare you call me out? With that, let's jump into the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters now.
Okay. Now, this is a most unusual letter. We've been doing Giz Wiz, or I guess I've been doing my part for 12 years or more. Chad and I have been doing it for several years. Listen to this letter. It's just amazing. I got it on October 9th, which was this past Monday. I have to thank you for your show. It's a lifesaver. I'm in Puerto Rico with no water and no power since September 6th.
Whoa.
That's 5 weeks. That's from Hurricane Ira hit us here in Puerto Rico, and then later Maria. I was able to find enough data to download 2 of your latest shows by parking near a fast food restaurant. The first thing I wanted to have back was your show in my life. Maybe you can do a disaster-themed episode with gadgets like solar batteries and water purification gadgets. I don't know, but I guess I'm just happy to hear from you guys. Thank you for all the good times, Ernesto I. Rodriguez. That's very moving.
Yeah.
That in the middle of a disaster, one of the first things he does is find a place to download some shows to perk him up. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Wow. That is very moving. That hits hard. Wow.
Yeah.
All the luck to you, Ernesto.
Yes.
Seriously, stay safe. I love that idea of an episode.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, it makes me feel like we have to do better shows, but I'm afraid we're at the top. Ernesto, we're at the top of our talent.
We're at our limit here.
I know. This is pretty much all we can do. So we so appreciate that. That's just mind-boggling that you would go think of us with all you're going through, and then be happy that you found a way to get 2 episodes. So God bless you and thank you.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much for that letter. That's amazing. Hard to transition away from that. Wow.
Yeah.
I guess let's continue the thanks. But thank you to everyone who supports the show. Thank you guys so much. Our patrons are the backbone of that support. Thank you so much for your support. And if you want to give back to the show, patreon.com/GizWiz. I guess that wraps up the show. We should be.
Let's see. Do we? Yeah, we have no more meetup news.
No.
Oh, well, next week we're going to be on Wednesday again.
Correct.
Okay.
And
I will keep
what the heck is it?
updating. Oh, yes.
Over at gizwiz.biz. It is the game show where you get to participate. Go on over to gizwiz.biz, click what the heck is it on the sidebar, and this is the gadget, the full gadget, nothing but the gadget. This is pretty obvious to me that it is Elmo's toothbrush. This is from the Sesame Street Gadget line of toothbrushes. But if you think you know what it is, you can guess. There's 12 Mad Magazines for correct answers, 24, double the Mad Magazines, for funny, hilarious, clever, and interesting answers. My Tallest is saying something good too. Shout out the Red Cross for Puerto Rico. If you donate to the Red Cross, they do have an interesting donation scheme, is that you donate to the Red Cross and then they'll figure out. They cover so many disasters. It is true that your dollar may not go directly to Puerto Rico, but it will go to saving someone somewhere, as the Red Cross always does. So,
and I'll also mention that Lin-Manuel, who happens to be a huge fan of MAD and came up to MAD and spent an hour and a half with us going through MAD stuff. He started his own pitch for Puerto Rico. He's from Puerto Rico, and his family lost their house, and he's raised, I believe, $3 million so far. So you could just Google Lin-Manuel Puerto Rico and find out what he's up to for Puerto Rico.
Yeah. With that, I think we'll end out the show. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
I'll be here.